The content of this video is completely true, except the portions that are fabricated, which is most of it. Using the information contained here for the use in art history research projects is discouraged. This video includes frank discussions on topics including industrial farming, interdimensional travel, and robot chickens. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, what is this? Oh, interesting. Somebody left me something. It's very important. All right. Well, I guess let's check it out.
Good day, Baru, fine sir. Jean Baptiste Camille Corot was a master of landscapes capturing the French countryside with delicacy. By the twilight of his career in the late 19th century, he had established himself as a pivotal figure in the Barbizon school of painting, renowned for its luminous atmospheric scenes. What few knew was that Corot had developed an eccentric fascination with mechanical inventions in his later years. His studio had gradually become a curious experimental workshop with both pastoral paintings and diagrams of peculiar mechanical devices. It was on a misty December morning when the robot chickens first appeared, perhaps summoned by Corot's experimental equipment. They were a marvel of engineering, made of gold, copper, and bronze, with red glass eyes and balletic movements that surrounded Corot's country cottage. This is the information I discovered in recently uncovered journals of Corot's, and I became obsessed with finding more information, because there are no further journal entries aside from a few crude sketches of a robot chicken. In my quest to further my research into Camille Corot's last days, I went to great lengths to retrieve many of the mechanical experiments that he had been working with. Many pieces in the hands of collectors, private galleries, pawn shops, and Facebook Marketplace. I must say that I felt I was guided by some force, or maybe it was intuition, but I was able to assemble a machine that looked to be half pressure cooker, half tube amp radio. And what I heard will explain why I'm asking you to modify this painting. A transmission arrived precisely at 3:17 a.m., when the boundary between worlds is at its most permeable.
If you can hear this, bonjour. This is Jean Baptiste Camille Corot, painter and interdimensional traveler. I do require your assistance with an urgent matter.
What followed was what seemed to be a pre-recorded message that played on the pressure cooker radio every day at 3:17 a.m. until I disassembled the mechanism. He described his history with the robot chicken, how it had offered to show him the universe and its many parallels, something he was quite keen to do, but not until his earthly course was complete. As it so happened, it was not but a couple months after this that Corot had a short illness that ended his life on Earth, and thus began his interdimensional journey.
The robot chickens, the poulet robot, particularly Monsieur Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, have taken me under their wings and have shown me the marvels of the universe. I reflected on the earthly dimension I left behind, and I was distressed at seeing the beginnings of mechanized farming not long after I left, and it was frightful. The machines were so often working in opposition to nature. Monsieur Boom Boom was particularly distraught, and he said to me, "Why are people trying to dominate and take over when it's much nicer and much better to work alongside nature?"
You are probably now wondering what this has to do with you, Mr. Baru. I saw the care you had taken to restore Carl von Siegel's Giegel Geigel Siegel Guiche's Malines-Belgium, a masterpiece and a marvel of symbolism. I knew you were the one to contact for this project. Corot made it clear that he wished to give those of us in the earthly plane a message of love from the dimension where the robot chickens reside, living harmoniously with the land and free of the extreme and often greedy industrialized farming that we see today. Corot described in his recording his wishes that the pastoral scene depicted there should now include the benevolent Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, providing eggs from on high to be gathered by the simple farmers there. Thus, the robot chicken would perch itself on the cottage's roof, not stealing eggs or overextending the land, but providing oval containers of protein and knowledge to be gathered by mankind. It is both an inspiration and a warning. People must understand that the future is not about conquering nature or mechanizing life, but about finding balance and a symbiosis between nature and machine. Thank you for your consideration, Baru. I am just a researcher and my talents do not include painting. I can juggle though, and I can touch my nose with my tongue, but I wouldn't know gouache from a squash. I do not yet know how to communicate directly with Corot, or if it is even possible. But if he does visit with his robot chicken tour guide, I want him to know that we have honored his legacy. Sincerely, Latimer McDuffie, historical journal enthusiast.